coming up on the Rudebuoyz, we're going to be talking about the pandemic, just because we haven't had a show in a while, so we're going to be going general on the vibe here.
Yep.
But I want to talk about my encounters with Trump supporters and the stuff they say, and the conclusion is they don't even believe what they're saying. So let's get into this. Man. Yes, I. This is the Dirty Immigrant.
This is Scotland.
And we coming to you again with another
Rudebuoyz rant.
Rudebuoyz rant, yeah. Sorry.
It's been a while, folks. We haven't really.
Yeah.
We know that we haven't been on much, so sorry about that. Well, I've had some vacation time that I decided to take. One point in June, I went home I originally was only going to go home for just a week, and then I decided to go ahead and finish off that week, make it a week and a half. So I was home for a week and a half then, and then I was supposed to try and go to Colorado for 2 weeks, go visit my parents out there. But when you spend $1,800 on your car in the span of about 2 months, that makes you go, nah, I can't do this. So, because even though I know I would have been staying with my parents out there, well, I still have to pay for all the gas tanks to get me from here to Colorado, and then staying a couple nights at campgrounds on the way out there. Campgrounds on the way back, food there, food back, all this. I mean,
yeah, it adds up.
Yeah, it adds up. And, did I have the credit card space to be able to do it? Sure. Would it have been wise? No.
Yeah.
So instead I thought, okay, well, I have these days now. Well, man, let me just go home again, because again, I'm going to be staying at my sister's place, so I don't have to pay to stay anywhere, and also too, it only takes me one gas tank to get back.
Yeah.
And gas has come down, cheaper, so it's not like I'm spending, $80 just to even try and drive 350 miles. So I'm like, okay, so went home. Originally had it set to be there for a week and a half. Sunday came. I looked at how many days I had left, and I said, you know what, I'm going to take 3 more. So I ended up coming back on Wednesday, so just a few days ago, and on Wednesday afternoon, because I wasn't trying to leave early or anything, Wednesday afternoon, my sister is now trying to convince me to go ahead and stay the rest of Wednesday.
Yeah.
And then she said, well, what time would you have to be in the office tomorrow? I was like, between 9 and 10. I said, I would have to leave here, like 5 in the morning. And she said, oh, just stay, just it'll be fine. You could take half a day or something. I was like, I don't know if I want to do that. And then I looked at the weather report, and it was showing that thunderstorms were supposed to start here at about 10 a.m. Now, it ended up not happening until about 12:30, almost 1. But when you're looking at it the day before and going, ooh, I might get slammed. Like, I don't want to drive in this.
Yeah.
And my sister said, well, to be honest, I would much rather drive in the rain and not miss a nice day. And I thought, I'd rather drive on the nice day because I love driving.
Yeah.
I don't want to drive through the thunderstorms. I've had to do it so many times. I don't like doing it. And I thought, it's like, okay, Wednesday was hot, but at one point I had to get off of 81 early, because Interstate 81, because one of those great big digital signs over the interstate, it said, wreck at mile marker 188, both lanes blocked. Now, I needed to get off at mile marker 192, but at this point, I'm only by, I think, like mile marker 224. So traffic's still flowing well, but I thought, if both lanes are blocked, I might not even make it to mile marker 192. So I jumped off, because I knew where I could get off there and eventually end up at Route 42, get back onto 64, and everything will be fine. It was 95 degrees when I got off the interstate. Shortly after I'm off the interstate, temperature drops into the mid-80s, so the breeze coming in the windows is feeling good. Riding down Route 42, got some nice shade, going through some real nice, beautiful spots, and now the temperature's down to about 80. Dog's loving the breeze. She's sticking her head out the window and feeling it. I get back on the interstate. Temperature still stays in the low to mid-80s. I get all the way to Huntington, where it's now 8:30. The sun's almost set. temperature back up to 90. I was
Yeah.
like, "Ugh, man.
They say it's like driving into hell.
Exactly. Well, welcome to Hellington, what I've been calling it for a long time. But for me, I would much rather drive on a day like that, even if it had been 95 the whole way, than potentially hitting thunderstorms. Because, man, I've seen so much stupidity on the roads. It's like, if I don't have to do it when things can potentially be a little worse, I don't
Especially when you cross that border into West Virginia.
You know what, though? I got a quick story with this. And this guy had Virginia tags, so hey, Virginians aren't excluded from being idiotic drivers. I drove down to Skyline Drive, so I'm on my way back, and I'm coming up Route 522 in Virginia, and it's it's got the 2 lanes on this side, 2 lanes on this side, so essentially a 4-lane highway. But so I'm driving in the left lane because I'm trying to pass somebody on the right. There's a pickup behind me. Well, here comes this dark blue Explorer, cuts off the pickup and gets right behind me. And I mean right behind me, gets on my bumper. So I give him a quick brake tap. He backs off a little bit. I finally pass the car on the right. Now, the speed limit on this road is 55. But all of traffic is flowing at least 60. So I was like, okay, so, about 60, 62, somewhere in there. I finally pass the one on the right, so I move over. He goes blazing by me. Then he veers over to the right, cuts off a Corvette, then gets behind these 2 small cars. Well, white car in the left lane is trying to pass this little, I think it was like a dark blue or something like that, in the right lane. And, well, neither one of them are really passing each other. And like I said, at this point, I'm probably doing 62, 63, and I'm not catching up to them. So we're all going over the speed limit. Well, apparently that wasn't fast enough for the dude in the Explorer, because now he's driving right down the middle of the road. Like he's going to try and split between these 2 cars, like he's a motorcycle or something. I mean, he's driving right down the middle. I can even tell that the driver in the Corvette's thinking, what the heck is... Because he started to slow down, like, I don't want to be anywhere near this guy.
Yeah.
So, and I'm kind of sitting back, too. So we're both just kind of... I mean, even the pickup behind us is going, I'm staying back. I don't know what the hell this guy's doing. And so finally, the white car in the left lane speeds up enough to be able to go around. So now the Explorer veers over real hard, follows in the left lane, and then doesn't even wait for the white car to try and move out of the way. So he goes to the right. Well, the white car is now going to play with him. It's like, okay, you're going to act like a jerk. I'm going to play with you. So the white car moves over to the right, cuts him off. So the Explorer tries to move back to the left. Well, now the white car moves over to the left and cuts him off.
Cat and mouse.
And I'm sitting there. I was like, yes, thank you. Well, now we're coming up to a light. I'm getting into the left turn lane. They're still in the left lane. So as I'm passing them, the dude in the Explorer's got his windows open, and I have my windows open. As I roll by, I yell out to him, hey, you trying to kill somebody today? No, people, I'm not editing myself there. I did not cuss.
Yeah.
Well, I get stopped at the light. Now they've got a green light. As he rolls past me, gives me a thumbs up and yells out, hell yeah, man! I'm like, and then I proceed to watch him drive like an idiot up the hill until out of view. I was like, oh my gosh.
Did he have any kind of stickers or flags
No,
or anything?
nothing.
Oh.
The only marker on the back of that vehicle was the Virginia license plate. That was it. So no bumper stickers, nothing on there. I mean, it was just. But
must be one of them dar liberals.
but that was not the. For one, when you roll by, you're wondering, do they even hear you when you yell this? But the fact that he rolls by, giving me a thumbs up and yells out, "Hell yeah, man!" I was like,
was this a young person?
I don't know. He looked a little rough to the point where it's like he could be like late 20s, but maybe drugs and liquor. I don't know. But so I mean, he. Okay, let's put it this way. I don't think he was older than me.
Oh, okay.
So, and for those of you who don't know, I'm 37, but I don't think he looked older than me. But at the same time, it was kind of hard for me to pick an age.
Yeah.
He could have been 24, but he looked like he was 35, or something like that. He could have been 35. I don't know. But yeah, hell yeah, man. Okay, you keep driving that way. I'm going to go this way. You go on. Whew, man.
Yeah, you do that. People are something else these days, dude.
I mean, at first when I could see him in my rearview mirror and I could tell he was going to say something to me, I thought I was going to get an "F you," just some kind of profanity or at least a middle finger, just thumbs up and a hell yeah, man. So I'm thinking, okay, does he think I was talking to the car that was in front of him, cutting him off, playing games with him? Because no, that guy's windows were shut.
Yeah.
He wouldn't have heard a thing, when I went by. Plus, I started to say it as I'm going by you, not him. All right, whatever. But
dude,
it was definitely one of those where you just kind of sit back and laugh and go, man, I hope he makes it to wherever he's going without killing somebody.
Probably was high or something anyway.
I don't know.
I swear, dude, what is going on out there?
I don't know. I mean, obviously the main thing we're going to get into kind of talking about here is how people don't want to listen to anything unless it comes from their side.
Yeah.
Whenever I laugh whenever a conservative says stop listening to the mainstream media, because it's like, I'm sorry, you watch Fox News, don't you? Mainstream media.
Exactly.
They're out for the money.
Yeah.
They're not out to give you the news. They're out for the money. They're an entertainment business. That is what mainstream media is right now.
Yeah.
And so,
same thing goes for liberals too.
Exactly,
I mean? I don't listen to the mainstream. Well, they don't say that. They say,
because they know that obviously most people consider CNN, MSNBC, and all that to be obviously mainstream media, but they will, of course, for them, for liberals, it's like they probably have Fox News right up there with Satan.
Yeah. Yeah. And of course, the conservative have everybody else right up there with Satan too.
Exactly.
Dude, what is going on? But you see, you remember months ago, maybe a year or so ago, we both were saying on here, it is dangerous to call fake news on everything.
Yes.
And here is the result of it.
Yes. Okay, so obviously Trump really got it rolling because, look, we all know he's an ultimate con man.
Yeah.
And he knew that, okay, people who support me, I already know that they really, really, really don't believe what comes from the liberal media.
Yeah.
They may not say it as much, but I know that they don't believe it. I'm going to start calling it fake news.
Well, I've heard him
he was doing it left and right, obviously.
I've heard him call certain Fox News people fake news too.
Well, but if it's anything against him, of course it's fake news. So, but then again, then you get to the flip side of that, and now the people who can't stand Trump, anything that comes out talking about something good that he's done or whatever, it's fake news, and so now everybody's screaming fake news on everything.
Dude, nobody's listening.
It really is dangerous.
Yeah.
Especially with what's going on right now.
It's with the pandemic, yeah.
Yeah.
Because nobody's believing anything.
We've got doctors being pushed by the liberal side who want to make you think that this is the most evil thing that could ever happen. The end of the world is coming. We're all going to die. I don't care how healthy you are. We're all going to die. And then you've got doctors being pushed by the conservatives who basically it's almost like they're saying, look, this is no worse than the common cold. You'll be fine.
Wait a minute. What liberals are you around? Because I don't know any liberal doctors that are saying that I've been around.
Oh, shoot. That's a lot of what I've seen.
Yeah, I ain't seen that one yet.
But to me, the truth is somewhere down the middle, obviously.
Yeah.
It's not the end of the world, and it's not the common cold. Yes, this has been killing people, maybe not the numbers that they've given us, but yes, it is killing people.
I think the numbers is well over 100,000.
I wouldn't doubt that.
Yeah.
But,
And of course, there's going to be, here's what I don't think is happening. Because, that kind of stuff is coming from those main media people that want to sensationalize things on both ends. Mm-hmm. Mistakes are being made.
Yeah.
This is new. Nobody knows what's going on.
Exactly.
So mistakes are being made. And we're going to get a raw number at some point in history. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? But I don't think that people are deliberately going out there and saying COVID. Okay, I was talking to a Trump supporter.
I was going to say, don't tell conservatives that because they will.
Well, I was talking to a Trump supporter, and he's like, oh, yeah, they, in Florida and in Texas, they're ballooning it to say this, that, and this, that. I said, the Republican states, are they trying to make Trump look bad? Mm. And he went, I said, exactly, dude. You know what I mean? Those people love Trump. The governors, they love Trump. So why are they elevating the death toll? That's just going to make their Fuhrer look bad.
Oh my!
You know why? Hey, listen, I never used to call him names. Everybody listen to but with this pandemic thing going on, and at first he said it's a hoax, and now that he says wear masks, none of his supporters want to wear masks because he originally said it's a hoax.
Yeah, and for so many of the people who obviously think that you're pandering to the fear-mongering media if you're wearing a mask or whatever, it's like, look, if Trump had come out from the beginning and said this is serious, we need to take this seriously, you need to wear masks, you need to stay away from people, those people would have been wearing masks
and
would have been mad at somebody else for not wearing
exactly.
them. Because I also guarantee there would have been some liberal people who would have been, like, well, Trump's lying to us about this.
Yeah.
It can't possibly be that bad.
You know
I'm
what
not
I
wearing
mean?
a mask. I don't believe these conservatives.
See, here's the thing. You know what I don't listen to? I don't listen to doctors here. I listen to doctors in Italy, Spain, New Zealand, Japan, because they have been through it.
Well, look at what even South Korea.
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that I've read several things where it's basically like we need to look at the South Koreans as the model of how to deal with this.
No, we can, because I had somebody say them socialist countries there, and I was like, South Korea, dude?
And that's North Korea, where Kim Jong-un is.
You know what I mean? And they don't want. And I remember one time I was saying, "Well, look at these other countries." I said, "Who was listening to those socialist countries?" Well, look how many dead you have. Look how many dead they have. Germany had 28 cases, 28 deaths 2 days ago. They had 5,500 here. Listen to the people who's been through it.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what they are, who they are. This thing is dangerous.
But for a lot of Americans, unfortunately, it does, because we have this attitude of we are the best, we know what we're doing, screw everybody else.
Yeah.
And then they wonder why so many other people in the world hate Americans. I'm like, well...
You see, that's the thing. And I always say that when I don't think people in the rest of the world don't hate Americans. They just don't like the government.
Well, I think it's kind of the same, though, as like, okay, obviously we know that not all conservatives are evil, not all liberals are evil, but it's the ones on the extreme end that make it seem like
and because they talk the loudest.
Yeah. So I think it's kind of the same thing as then for the rest of the world.
Yeah.
Like, okay, you're from another country too, but like, say if you and I go somewhere, we might end up being okay.
Yeah.
Because they might go, oh, they're not the typical Americans.
Yeah,
something like that. It's like, oh, they're not what I've been seeing on the news every day. They're not but it's not the majority, but when you have what seems like the majority because they're the ones talking all the time, that's becomes the stereotype, and that becomes
because I thought that's the way it was until I came here. I was like, whoa, and I met Barney and everybody else. Whoa,
exactly.
They're just like me.
Yeah.
I could say the same thing for the Cubans, before the Cubans came to my country, it was like evil Cubans, communists, and then they came and the Cubans were like, where's the rum? I was like, wait a minute, they're just like us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're just ordinary people trying to survive on the system that's messing with them, and be rest assured that every system is messing with its people.
Oh, yeah.
Y'all think this system is better, that system is better. Every system is messing with its people. You know what I mean?
Because we get the wrong people in charge of it.
Here's a quick story that I always see people put up there, like with the riots going on and stuff. And of course, what Trumpsters were all working on. All these riots going on. It's like the third world. And I said, whoa! I'm from the third world. We had 4 protests in the last month. No cops were beaten down. No buildings were torn down. Nothing. Wednesday in my country, the prime minister was trying to prolong and pretty much make it martial law on the island.
Okay.
Hey, they said, hey, you remember the revolution? so he pulled the stuff off the table to talk about in Parliament on Wednesday. But Wednesday they went to protest. You know how they protest? They stood outside the Parliament building and watched them. No chanting, no yelling, no screaming, no throwing. They just tell you, hey, we're watching you. Try it. You understand what I'm saying? But we're supposed to be savages, burning everything. We don't want to be like the third world. Where is it burnt? Where is stuff being burnt? And people are getting... There was no secret police scooping up people and throwing them in unmarked vans or nothing like that. But the third world is a savage. I don't even comment on stuff. I just see that. Name one riot in the rest of the world during this pandemic. One. You can't. You can't. So, the situation have gone to the point where people are so angry now they're lashing out.
Yeah.
That's exactly what's happening. You're human just like the rest of the world. You're going to react in certain ways when certain things get to you. And the sooner we realize that, the sooner we're going to find a solution to this. Instead of thinking, we're number one and we ain't going to do that. We're civilized and boom, pop, pop, good jail, yes. Kneel on neck.
Unfortunately, not everybody who goes to protest has the kind of patience to continue to put up with, all of the garbage without reacting.
I tell you what, though. I watch a lot of different news. I even watch Fox every once in a while and thing. Okay? And you know what they stand to realize now? Most of the instigators of the riots and stuff, white supremacists. You ever seen that tape where the guy have an umbrella and mask over his face and he's just going and breaking windows with a hammer?
Oh, yeah, you showed me that one, yeah.
They found out who he is.
Yeah.
White supremacist.
Uh-huh. Again, somebody from the other side sees something that they can be able to take advantage of and make that look worse.
I'm not saying that there's not brothers out there causing trouble. Yeah. There is, because there's bad people everywhere. But, there are people out there taking advantage of this. I was just watching another news show that's not mainstream at all. And what he did is he went to Seattle and he went to the public records to see who's gotten arrested. All white people with pipe bombs, and they say they're Antifa people, and they're doing this and they're doing that, and they check their pass, and they've been attacking cops and carrying on. They're doing this a lot more than black people are. But they blend in, so it's all right. They could say, it's kind of like me being someone. They could pick me out of the crowd and, chastise me or do whatever, because I'm easy to see. I'm easy to see. It's the other.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Dude, okay. Let me talk a little bit about the conversation I've had with Trump supporters.
All right.
So this guy, that's the same guy that told you that come up and says, oh yeah, they're elevating all the numbers down. Then I said, well, it's Republican governors. How do you explain that? Are they trying to backstab Trump?
Well, the other thing is, the other thing too that goes with obviously numbers going up is like, well, now there's more testing than there was before.
No, they slowed down testing because Trump stopped fund those things. So testing slowed down. Because how many testing stations have you seen in Huntington, and the cases are rising?
Yeah. but when it was originally spiking, though, it was like, well, that's because there's more testing. And then we even had Trump at a rally say, hey, we got to stop testing.
Exactly. That way we wouldn't look so bad.
Yeah, that's the way to deal with
it. I know that's not funny, but it is so ridiculous that it's funny.
But then the fact that you have people in his crowd going, yeah!
I know.
I'm like, God, I hope you don't catch
it. What else was that kid saying to me? Oh, here's another thing he said to me. And there's some people, they have stage 4 cancer, and they're dying, and then they catch the COVID, and they die, and they attribute it to COVID when they actually had cancer. So I said, hold up a second, bruh. Hold up, bruh, man. If you are dying of stage 4 cancer and you have 6 months to live, and I walk in there with a gun and shoot you in the head and kill you, did I kill you? Or did the cancer kill you?
Yeah, exactly.
He went, I said, dude, pay attention.
I said that to somebody that I was having a conversation with when they said that, if you get in a car accident, you die from the car accident, but you had COVID, they'll blame it on COVID. And I go, well, how do you know that maybe I didn't go into a coughing fit because of having it, or maybe my fever spiked and it made me lose control of the car?
Yeah.
I was like you said earlier, this is new.
Yeah.
This is all new stuff. They don't have all of the years of research like they do with other diseases. I reminded a friend of mine, I said, do you remember when we were kids about how you used to think, not you, like him individually, but like people used to think that you could catch AIDS because, I touched you.
Yeah.
Don't give me AIDS. Don't touch me.
Yeah.
Like, we eventually found out, okay, you can't catch AIDS like that.
I know.
You can't catch it because I sneezed on you, or you can't catch it because I put my hand on your unclothed shoulder or something like that. But people used to think that.
And that's the thing with the masks
obviously,
too.
years of experience, years of research made them go, okay, this is a little bit more selective in how you can get it than you know.
And it's the same thing with the mask too, because apparently at first Dr. Fossey said the masks don't work. But as the thing goes along and they paid attention to other countries that are using that technique, then they realize, this helps a little bit.
Yeah.
And there's proof positive that the masks work. Where I work, A girl tested positive. I work with her. I work at a grocery store. I'm a bagger.
Yeah.
I worked with her for 5 hours straight bagging. I had on a mask. She had on a mask. She had it. I didn't catch it.
Yeah.
Nobody else in the store tested positive for it because we were all wearing masks. Her boyfriend got it because she wasn't wearing mask around him.
I need to remember this story when I experience some of these people.
You understand what I mean? Her boyfriend got it because when she went home, she took her mask off and, and dealt with him.
Yeah.
But I didn't. Nobody else in the store. Everybody else. Well, I didn't get tested, but everybody else tested negative.
Yeah.
How you explain that? And it's not because the thing isn't really contagious, because we know it is, because it's spreading around the world. Okay, I had a woman come to the line, no mask on, and she said, it's not a big problem. They're making a big fuss, It's summer, and it gets hot, and that kills it. I said, it's in Africa too. What's your point? She said, oh, that's true. It's that's the problem.
Breathe.
That's the problem with uneducated people trying to make scientific judgments. I don't make scientific judgments. I listen to the professionals.
Yeah.
I don't listen to the professionals here because they're either on one side or the other side.
Unfortunately here they're trying to push an agenda.
Yeah, I look elsewhere.
Yeah.
To protect myself. You know what I mean? Well, once this stuff like we talked about before, and I think we talked about it before on the podcast, once this stuff start happening and I realize there's stupidity going on, I start listening to the people back home that says, hey, build your immune system. Do this, do that. You know what I mean? 24 cases, no deaths. Everybody recovered. They're doing something right.
Yeah.
And mind you, we just had a new case.
And that's in a third world.
Some savages,
healthcare
boy.
is just garbage, right?
Well, the truth is we don't have much of a healthcare.
But still, we supposedly have the best healthcare in the world.
But they just opened up last
unquote.
week, and some idiot already brought one case in there. But they caught him.
Yeah.
But, I mean, that's the thing, dude,
So can we go to Grenada?
Yeah.
Because I know
we just have to get tested.
I don't care.
Yeah,
let's go. We can do the podcast from down there. I'll bring the computer and my equipment.
We're about to get rid of that prime minister we have because he's getting bought by all these outsiders, and they try to stop us from going. That's why we had a big demonstration a month ago. They try to stop us to go to our own beaches. Dude, revolution!
Well, Americans, we go to the beaches here and we leave thousands of tons of garbage everywhere because we can't clean up after ourselves.
Okay, I want to talk about this before I forget. I was talking to this Trump supporter friend of mine. Okay,
is this the one you wanted to save for me so that I?
Oh yeah. Okay. So
just say, people, right before we started recording this, he said, "No, I'm not going to tell you. I want to see your genuine reaction to this."
So check this out. This is a woman. So one day I went to work. And she talks to me all the time because I don't yell and scream at her and call her stupid and all of that. I actually listen and we have conversations. So she talks to me about stuff all the time.
About that?
Right? So I'm in the clock room about to clock in. And we have those ordinary masks with the blue side and the white side. And she had it, under her nose. And she said, you know how the Chinese started this virus? And I said, well, Ebola started in Africa, the swine flu started here, and I started telling her where all these plagues started. Europe had the plague and all of that. She said, that's not the point. She cut me off. She said, I think they put in something in this mask that's killing us. I said, that's why I bought American made. And she went, oh, okay. And then she proceeded to put the mask on that she said that's killing her and wear that all day, all week. They don't even believe what they're saying. I told you that one would get you. You know what I mean? She's complaining that they're poisoning us with a mask, but she's wearing it every day.
It's almost like she's convinced herself, I have to make somebody believe this. I'm going to die from this to make somebody believe what I'm saying
here.
It's
the patriotic thing to do.
Oh, my.
And then, this one is going to really get you.
Oh, boy. Another one. All right, cool,
I'm talking to her the other day, and she said to me, hey, Andy, do you get food stamps? And I was like, no, I don't need it. I said, the food stamps is there for people who are less fortunate to use. That's what I thought it was for.
Yeah.
I said, boy, are you stupid? You pay into that thing. You should get it. You should get as much as you can. You should get this and you should get that. I said, I don't need it, so I'm not going to get it. It's not for me. I'm working. I could buy food. I could pay my bills. There are people who can't. That's for them.
Yeah.
And she just keep going and going, and I sat down and I thought, wait a minute. The Trump supporter is telling the immigrant
Yeah.
to cheat the system.
Uh-huh.
But then she was complaining that immigrants are taking stuff that belonged to her.
Yeah.
I was like, what? The immigrant is telling you you don't need it, and he's not going to cheat the system.
Yeah.
You're trying to force him to cheat the system to get the stuff.
The dirty immigrant's going, nope. Nope.
You know what I'm saying? The thing. I mean, dude, they don't even believe what they're saying.
Yeah.
And this is a Trumpster who voted twice for Obama. So it's not even she's a Republican. She just loved Trump.
Yeah. That was when I was talking with a friend of mine. As far as my dislike for Trump, I said it has nothing to do with him being president and the things that he's done
Or him being
now.
Republican or anything.
Yeah,
like that.
it's. I haven't liked him since I was a kid, and I told him I said, okay, picture this. I'm 7, 8 years old. I'm getting into NFL history and all this sort of stuff, and then I start to find out about the USFL. Sorry about that. But because the USFL came around, I was alive during it, but I was 2, 3, 4 years old, so obviously I don't remember it. And then I start to find out things about how, because at the time Trump was still just a celebrity. You just knew him as this big-time rich person, makes these little cameos in TV shows or movies or whatever. So, I mean, everybody still knew who he was. But I find out he owned a USFL team because I first found out that's who Herschel Walker got that giant contract from and all that, and skipped the NFL, went to the USFL. And then the fact that he sued the NFL, in court, trying to, the monopoly, saying that they've got a monopoly going and all that. And then I said, so for me as a little kid who loves the NFL, I said, Trump was on my bad list from the beginning.
Yeah.
And then he tried to say, well, I mean, he had to try and save his league. I went, I said, the USFL was not about to fold. I said, they were playing in the spring. Owners were saying, let's not do this. We're not competing with them. Okay, they were competing with them to try and get talent, and they were getting talent.
Yeah.
People listening, if you are NFL fans, you'll know some of these names. Steve Young started there. Reggie White was there. Herschel Walker was there. I mean, they had stars. Ricky Sanders, Gary Clark. I mean, there were stars in this league that they were getting that then obviously went on to become stars in the NFL after the league folded. But they basically said, no, we're playing in the spring. We're fine. Don't do this. He went forward and did it. And his lawsuit made the league have to fold. Yeah. They spent now the USFL won, but the judge, I can't quite remember his wording with the ruling, but granted the USFL $1. I was like, hey, great win. Here's $1. But they spent so much money in courts and lawyers and things like that, the league ended up having to fold. And when I told him that, he just went, oh. I'm like, he wasn't suing the NFL to save his league. He was suing the NFL to try and knock them down so that his league could go forward and be the rich one.
And it backfired.
And it backfired big time. And other people ended up going...
What a savvy businessman.
Yeah, other people ended up going bankrupt. I said, so he's been on my bad list since I was a kid.
Yeah.
I have never liked him.
He's been on my bad list since when I was living in the 80s in New York, and come to find out he was renting to black people. And it wasn't black people that were poor black people. These were professionals. He was like, no, we can't rent to you.
Yeah.
You whack.
But, so
hey, there was something...
You might say my reason for not liking him is stupid, but come on, I was 8 years old.
Yeah. I tell you what, here's something he said the other day. And I had to ask somebody. He was saying, we will not build low-income houses in the rich areas. And these poor fools here in West Virginia go, yeah! I said, you realize you ain't going to live there neither, right?
Yeah.
Huh? You think he's just talking about black people, right? Ain't you? Ain't you?
Yo.
He's talking about poor people. You ain't going to live there neither.
Yeah.
You ain't going to live there.
You suddenly win the lottery and you can go build a mansion.
And then they're going to do stuff to kick your butt out.
Oh, yeah.
Let's talk about that Whitaker guy. Did he live in some big rich area? No, they didn't want him in there. He wasn't rich to begin with. He won big.
Oh, one of the ones that was from here that won it. Okay,
you know what I mean? Yeah. So come on now. But you see, he's saying that because he know what they're going to think.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? And they're like, I said, you ain't going to live there neither. It's kind of like when they go, oh, the stock market is doing good. So when did you buy and sell on the stock market?
Yeah.
Huh? But you ain't making a profit from it. You still working paycheck to paycheck. Oh, did you pay your phone bill? Your phone's off. But the stock market is doing great.
Yeah.
Poor people is something else up in here. You know what I mean? Okay, here's another thing too, that same lady. She was on Facebook talking about this mask thing. This is a hoax and yada, yada, yada. Well, she had a friend from high school that's living in Texas.
Okay.
So, of course, the woman went off on her. She's in Texas where the stuff is going crazy. And she's like, it's my opinion. I said, stop. It's not an opinion when people are dying. And she goes, well, it's my opinion. People are dying. Which part of that don't you understand? Like they don't care. It's just blind love.
For some of them, who obviously are under the impression believing that it's all a hoax, I feel like they're going to stay there until it affects them.
Oh, yeah.
A family member, a close friend, or even themselves.
I don't think it's a close friend. It's got to be a family member. If a close friend died, they're going to say, well, they had asthma or something already. if it hits them, because I'm around them.
But I mean, for a lot of people, though, a close friend is basically like family.
A lot of reasonable people, they're not reasonable.
Point taken.
I mean, for real. I mean, I'm around them every day, dude. You know, and I hear them talk. Okay, here's another story that happened to me. I'm outside, at the grocery store.
Haven't you missed us, folks?
Cleaning the carts and stuff, for them to go in. So, guy about to walk in, and I said, I didn't say you need a mask. I said, do you need a mask? Because he didn't have one. And he said, is it required? I said, it says required on the door. Of course, I'm not saying, yes, it's required. Go. I said, it says
you're pointing where the rule is,
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he said, oh, I'm not wearing no mask. I'm not going to give up my civil liberties. And I just stood there and looked at him. And he didn't get a reaction from me. So he decided to go to the next thing he think that I can't dispute.
Yeah.
It's the mark of the beast, right?
Oh, yeah.
And I said, I thought the mark of the beast was 666. He said, dude, it looks could kill. He looked at me like, oh, he said, well, I'm not going in there. I said, hey, thank you. Give me my mask back. You know what I mean? So when he realized neither of that is going to work with me, you know what I mean? Dude, come on.
The fact that, and this is where people in this country can take having, I don't know if you want to call it ultimate freedoms, taking it too far, but when somebody says, I'm going to require you to wear a mask because we have this pandemic going on that people are catching, and if you're not dying from it, you're still possibly getting really sick from it. You can spread it, whatever.
And then there's lasting effects.
But then to say it's against my freedoms, it's against my rights to wear a mask, I'm like, what's the old rule that used to be on a lot of businesses that you walk into? No shirts, no shoes, no service. Are you going to say, well, it's against my rights to not wear a shirt to walk into this place? I mean, people used to get turned away all the time if they, I'm totally blown away by some of this stuff.
If I was bold enough, I would take my clothes off and walk down the street. And then they say, well, hey, you can't do that. It's my right.
It's
my right.
Talking with my nephews, because obviously, when kids are little, they love to just run around naked and whatever. And it's like I remember, saying, like, I even told Sawyer, but my youngest nephew at one point, I said, look, there's a point when you can do it and people go, oh, it's cute. Then there's another where you're going to end up getting arrested. It's like you get to a certain age and it's not cute to run around naked anymore. Okay,
yeah.
It's like you gotta know when to.
And something
stop.
funny? The same people who are fighting against wearing the mask and saying it's their right not to, is the same people that are saying these little black people should pull their pants up. It's not their right to have their pants down there.
Or it's not my right to see their underwear.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
It's against my liberties to see their underwear.
That's the mark of the beast.
It's like, and then yet for you bend over to pick something up and I see your butt crack.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
At least when they bend over, we still just see underwear.
Yeah, I'm getting to the point where I'm about, people say dumb stuff like that to me. It's like, well, it's the mark of the beast to your girl. And you know what? You have these people called Karens running around there screaming and saying Black Lives Matter. It's bull crap. All lives matter. And they go and then they hit on me.
I feel very bad for people named Karen who are sane individuals,
But
who
you saw
are
the
good
movement.
people.
You saw the movement in Australia.
No, I didn't.
Not all Karens.
Oh,
And there's a lady named Karen, and but she's all happy and it's all jovial about
Yeah.
it. She's like, yeah, not all Karens are bad. Come on now, and she have a bunch of Karens standing behind her. People whose real name is really Karen.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I feel so bad for good people named Karen.
I guess Felicia went bye-bye.
I still see that every once in a while.
Every once somebody asked, what happened to Felicia?
What's
she
funny
went by.
is a couple years ago when Coach Steele was here, and we were trying to watch movies on the bus, and so one of the assistant coaches brought the movie Friday. And, of course, he's thinking everybody's seen this because everybody keeps doing the Bye Felicia, everybody's putting it on the internet. We're playing the movie on the bus. That scene happens, and suddenly a whole bunch of people on the bus went, that's where this is from? And Luis kind of turned around and he looked. He was like, "Are you all kidding me right now?" And I looked at him and I was like, "You didn't know?" They had no clue. He goes, "Man, everybody keeps putting it up." He goes, "I figured everybody's a fan of the movie Friday." He goes, he's like, "They have no clue." I mean, we basically just educated probably 75% of the bus at that point.
Yeah.
Because they had no idea that the Bye Felicia came from the movie.
Yeah.
They're like, "Oh, this is what it's from." I'm like, wait, you think there's just this random moment of Ice Cube just sitting there in a chair going, "Bye, Felicia." Like, what do you? It was so funny because the look on Luis's face was one of just utter shock.
Yeah, and I know I'm knocking on I'm not knocking on conservatives.
Yeah,
I'm knocking on Trump supporters.
Mm-hmm.
My Facebook page, I don't put up a whole lot of political stuff anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Every once in a while, I'll crack a joke.
Yeah.
I'll put up pictures of delicious food.
Oh, yes.
Nice scenery.
You're
of
killing me with
mountains
some of that
and-
stuff,
You know what
man.
I mean? Beach scenes and all of that. And sometimes I put up something that says peace and love, let's get together and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
No response. Now, if I say something that have a hint that they think it's a criticism of Trump, bam, they're on there.
Yeah.
Well, it's like, you didn't even say anything about that beautiful mountain range I just put up.
You posted one of this cottage in probably like Switzerland or something like that with the mountains behind it. And I'm sitting there looking at it. I was like, if ever there was a time to just go live in this cottage for a long time, now would be it.
That would be it. Yeah. With nobody around, But you know
no.
what's going to happen? Human beings going to see you go up there. You're going to be peaceful, and they're going to just start coming. Yeah, just like if you go sit in the movie theater and it's empty, and everybody's going to come sit around you. That's exactly what they're going to do.
I'm like, man, you got the rest of this theater. What the heck are you doing?
You know what I mean? It's like you have the whole rest of this forest, and you come right next to me.
Yeah.
That's what they're going to do.
It's like, I moved here because I didn't want neighbors. Thank you.
You know what I mean? It's my ride.
Yeah.
I love when they say that, boy. It cracks me up.
Man.
It's my ride. You know what I mean? But you know what, though? Virginia, they did a poll in Virginia. I was watching the thing, and they asked them, what do they think? How did they think Trump handled it?
Yeah.
19% said, oh, great.
19.
The rest of them says, no.
Well, I like how when you pointed this out to me, and I've now seen it in some other places about how he's saying, "Oh, we should just delay the election." Yeah, let's just keep pushing it back to the point where, okay, now it's now 2021. We haven't had an election yet. Oh, we should push it back a little bit further.
Yeah. And he's not going to do anything about the pandemic, so he's going to just keep pushing it back.
Yeah.
But check this out. Here's a funny story about that. Here's a really funny story about that.
I got a bad story to go
about 3
follow up
months
with that,
ago,
but anyway.
Joe Biden says, I wouldn't be surprised. He said it in a speech. I wouldn't be surprised if Trump tried to delay the thing. And the Fox News, Joe Biden is losing it. He said, the dementia is taking over. You know what I mean? And now he says it, the same Fox host is going, well, what say you, Senator? He's talking to this Republican senator. The mail-in votes are going to cause trouble, the pandemic. Don't you think it should be delayed? What's it? The same guy who was saying Joe Biden is dementia is saying the same thing. And of course, the Republican
Senator.
No, we shouldn't delay it. That's unconstitutional. And he
Yeah.
went, but senator, blah blah. What say you? And he's trying to get him to say what he want to hear. And the guy was like, nope, can't be delaying the elections. What?
Yeah.
This has never been done in our history. Why do we start now?
Mm-hmm. Well, and we have obviously incredible technology now that you can have other ways to vote where you don't need to have thousands of people stuck in one spot.
Yeah, but you said it a while back when you say he's going to try to make himself a dictator.
I'm still praying I'm wrong.
No, you ain't wrong, because this is a hint of it.
Exactly. Well, and okay, a buddy of mine from the rec center, he shared the story of Trump saying we should delay the election, and a point that he brought up. It's unfortunately a violent point, but he's exactly right. He said that our country has participated in assassinations when stuff like this has happened in other countries.
Yeah.
When a certain political leader refuses to either have election or
South
they have an
America,
election,
the 80s.
yeah, or they have an election, but then they abolish the results or whatever else. It's like we have participated in going into these places and trying to take that person down because of these things, and now we've got and now
I lived it.
Yeah, exactly. And he's saying now don't. He goes, I am not trying to say that we need to assassinate Trump. He goes, my point is, we have ourselves, our military personnel, we have participated in stopping this kind of thing from happening in other places. Yep. And now here we've got our leader saying, yeah, we should just delay the election.
And a whole group of people go,
yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
When he...
Hey, secret police going in with masks on, grabbing people, that feels just like South America to me during the 80s.
How early did I say that I was afraid that Trump was going to try to make himself dictator?
2 years ago, dude.
No, it was longer than that, because I'm trying to remember if I at least let him be elected first by the time I started saying that.
I must have been like right after.
Yeah, I mean, because like I even told you at one point, when we were kids, we used to joke about how Trump wanted to be president one day because he just wanted to rule the world.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, now he's president, and now it's and
here's the thing.
And he's the type of person. Okay, the rest, like you have said, the rest of the world is basically laughing at us. He is the type of person that goes, "Oh, England's laughing at me. Boom. I've got a button for
I got a button for you.
Yeah, France is laughing at me. Oh, this country in Africa is laughing at me. Oh,
and check this out.
And yes, for those of you who don't know, Africa does have countries. Africa is a continent. Africa is not the country.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's a lot of Americans who don't know that.
He's setting the stage for it, though.
He is.
I mean, he says that.
The fake news stuff.
Yeah.
The people that he hires to work with him in the White House who then disagree with him, that he then kicks them out.
Yeah.
I mean, he doesn't want people around him who are going to tell him what he needs to hear.
Yeah.
He wants people around him to tell him
what he wants.
You are such a good guy. You are so wonderful, Mr. Donald Trump.
You're such a good-looking orange little fella.
Little fella? He's kind of big, isn't he?
Well, I'm talking about height.
He could be 6'10", and he's little to you.
But check this out, though, because now he's saying that the mail-in ballots ain't going to work.
Yeah,
and it's going to be fraud. He's setting the stage to say, it's fraud. I'm not going anywhere.
He has already planted it in his supporters' heads that if he loses, that it's fraud.
And those people are willing to take up guns, too.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. I was talking to Kian. We had him on the show here a couple of times.
Yeah.
Okay, and I was telling him, dude, they want to kill people like you, to have the different ideas like they do. And he went, nah. That very night, I went to watch the news, and there was a far right guy that says, Mr. President, you have the hollow point bullets. Why don't you use it on them?
Whoa.
Yes. It's
talking about on the protesters.
Or anybody who disagree with him. Period. You see what I mean? So I immediately messaged Kian. I said, Kian, what did I tell you?
Yeah.
I know where this is going, bro. Been there, done that. Just because it's here doesn't mean they're not going to react like humans do.
Yeah.
He said this, dude. He said this.
Cody and I were talking about as far as guns, at work the other day, and I said, look, I can understand, obviously, one, why it was written in the Constitution, the right to bear arms. Look, they were all, at that point, they were trying to kick out a government that they didn't like, and they were having a fight to do it. It wasn't just, oh, we're going to march, through the streets and that's it. They marched through the streets. They got massacred in Boston. So, so they were dealing with that. They were dealing with a frontier. They also knew it's like, okay, well, we don't have this giant military. If somebody comes and fights us, we obviously have to rely on Joe Smith that lives down the street to grab his guns and come fight with us. So I was like, so I definitely understand, obviously, why it got written into the Constitution. Now, this was obviously before you had something that could shoot however many rounds in a second.
Yeah.
But, and I said, and the thing is, he said, well, most of the people that believe in gun rights would support him. I was like, not necessarily. I said, there are plenty of people with guns that if something bad does happen, that if Trump tries to make himself dictator, those people might even become reliable to the people trying to take down the dictator.
Yeah.
And so I was like, not everybody who wants to own guns is that.
Yeah.
But, and I said, I really hope that obviously
there's a lot of liberals
that
own guns.
Yeah. I was like, I hope that none of this,
comes into fruition.
That we don't need to rely on Joe Smith down the street with his guns to come do whatever. But, I mean, we are in a very scary time, unfortunately. We have the pandemic that has become politicized. We obviously have the Black Lives Matter movement that has become politicized. I mean, it feels like everybody's losing their minds right now.
Dude.
And it has been getting steadily worse and worse and worse and worse because, okay, for me, I wasn't really paying attention to a whole lot while the first Bush was president and then while Clinton was president. But during the second Bush, I started to notice, obviously, a whole lot of, oh, he's Hitler. I'm like, oh, my God, come on, folks. This is ridiculous. But he was obviously doing things that were upsetting people and all that, sending the troops off to Iraq and whatever. And then Obama becomes president, and it seems like things are starting to get a little worse again because, now those rich white conservatives are starting to get worried because, a black man became president. And then, and then we've obviously got those people who think that Obama invented racism.
Oh, yeah.
The whole healthcare fight over that. Things have just kind of steadily rolled downhill to the point then where we got Hillary Clinton, who even the Democrats are going, oh, my God.
Yeah.
And then we've got Donald Trump on the other side where you even have Republicans going, oh, my God.
Yeah.
These are our two presidential candidates. I still don't think things would have been a whole lot better if Hillary was president because she wouldn't have been able to really do anything. Because everything that everybody was focusing on that she had done wrong while she was trying to run for president would have been heightened even more if she'd have been elected. They'd have been trying to impeach her. Anything that she would
act like they wouldn't be doing that. It's a waste of money. They would have done the same thing.
Exactly. Bull crap.
You know what I mean? It's, just like the Democrats did.
Didn't some Republicans try to roll through impeachment on Obama because of the health care thing?
Yeah.
I mean, it feels like Clinton. They tried to impeach Clinton because
he got impeached.
Yeah, he just didn't get kicked out.
Yeah, like this one.
So
he
the
got
last
impeached too.
4 presidents have all either had impeachment brought against them or they've gone through it, and it's like, and then I'm seeing ads, Joe Biden talking about, please join my campaign. We need to defeat Donald Trump and the Republicans. I'm like, like these people forget, like you need each other.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but Washington, D.C. of nothing but Democrats scares the daylights out of me.
Yep.
And Washington, D.C. of nothing but Republicans scares the daylights out of me.
Yeah.
They need each other, but they don't realize that.
Well, they realize it. But if they cause discourse,
well, they're making us.
They're making us fight while they pocket everything.
Yeah,
they're making us fight while they pocket everything. That's exactly what's going on. Because dude, look at all the presidents that hang out together. You see George Bush and Obama and all of them hanging out together drinking. Yeah. Oh, one thing though, there's one president you don't see with a picture of Epstein and his people. Mm-hmm. That's the one time he's a brother. They kept him out of the Good Old Boys Network. bad joke, but it's the truth. They kept him out of the Good Old Boys network, you know what I mean? So there's no picture of him with none of those people.
Yeah. But I just...
You know what, though? I think if Michelle Obama throws her hat in the race, she might win.
Oh, my gosh.
she just might.
Because, well, I mean, look, obviously there's a whole lot of Democrats who are going, Joe Biden, oh, my God.
Yeah.
You know, if she did right at the last second, those people will be going, ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Hey, she's kind of stable. She's black. She's female. Booyah!
Yeah. This isn't like the last woman we tried to put up.
Dude, this is so crazy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I've got to the point where, I'm just sitting back and watching. I am not putting in my 2 cents, you know what I mean? Because nobody's listening, so what's the point?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
There have been several times I've thought about posting a thought that I just go, you know what?
What's the point?
No. Because like you've even said sometimes where you'll say something that's basically directed at some people, and those people will like it.
Yeah.
You're sitting here going, I'm talking about you.
Yeah.
And you're agreeing with me, but yet you continue to do this.
Yeah,
and,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there's no point, you know. And I remember I went through my Facebook page and I swept it, man. I got rid of a lot of people. And I was going to get off Facebook, but then, you know, you see what me and Rachel...
I knew you couldn't because of the other things that you like posting.
Yeah.
You know, with the food
Yeah.
and the sceneries and obviously chatting with your brother.
Yeah. Did you see...
I was like, man, for somebody who can sometimes post up to 20 times a day, I was like, I don't see you getting off here.
Yeah, I tell you... Do you see what me and Rachel is doing there? He's putting up pictures of home and have to guess what it is.
Oh, man. That's a nice game.
I've been guessing everything,
Yeah.
dude. You know, I saw the school I went to, you know, Archibald Avenue. And he's always like, man, you remember that? Because he took a picture and I said, hey, isn't that a house that one of them politicians used to live in? And he said, yeah, Herbert Prudhomme, you know.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, I know that, yeah. Oh, that's the house I used to climb over and go and raid the plum tree.
It's so funny because it's like your memory of home seems to be, you know, outstanding.
Yeah.
Your memory of some stuff here, you know, where it's like you don't remember names, but you can remember what they were wearing, you know, and stuff like that. I mean, it cracks me up because it's almost like you came to America and your brain just went, You know, just like you said, you got here and you were surrounded by white everywhere. The ground was white, the buildings were white, the people were white. Your brain just went, dude, this is too much.
Before we go, I have another story for you. And it's always, like I said, it's older white people that does this. Black people come up and say, you play basketball? I say, nah, I never did. You know I did. But I usually say that to end the conversation. And you go, oh, man.
Because most of the time you don't care to talk about sports, really. So.
You know what I mean? And a black person would go, oh, man, I wish it was me, man. I'd be in the NBA.
Yeah.
No, older white people would be like, man, you missed your calling. You should have done this and you should have done that. You know what I mean?
I would have been cheering for you.
You know what I mean? Instead of saying, I wish I had your height, I'd be doing it.
Yeah.
They ain't saying that. No. It's chastising me for not entertaining them.
Exactly.
So that I could shut up and dribble. Anyway. but so this dude came up to me and he's like, oh man, like I'm some kind of celebrity and I have on a damn ugly smock walking in a grocery store. How tall are you? 7'1"? You played basketball? Nope, never did. And then he said, you missed your call. How come you never? I said, well, where I'm from, we didn't really play basketball. And I ain't lying. We really didn't. You know what I mean? Where you from? I'm from the Caribbean, man. I'm from Grenada, blah, blah, blah. You know, and I told him, you know, I just never played. And I thought that was the end of the conversation. This guy follows me up front, and you know what he said to me? It's a shame you weren't born in America. So I
as if everybody your height goes on and plays basketball.
I know. So I told him I was raised in a tropical paradise. I think I like that better.
I've seen the pictures you've been posting.
And I'm not saying I don't like it here. Don't get me wrong. But then again, I would like it in London. I would like it in Soweto, Africa. I would like it anywhere in this world because I got a Rastafarian idea as the world is your world and mine. It's like Luciano say. You know what I mean? I just happen to get stuck in Hellington. But, you know, we're going to cut it off here. You know what I mean? We had so much to talk about. You know what I mean? And we still have a lot more to talk about.
We do.
But here's the thing.
But hopefully we'll try and get to semi-regular recording again.
Yeah. Hey, listen, I've been watching videos on YouTube. I don't know why I do this. It's about suicide. A lot of people's killing themselves, dude. So this is my PSA. If you're depressed, talk to somebody.
Yeah.
There's always people around you. You know what I mean? I don't have a suicide hotline number, and sometimes that is not reachable. But there's people that would listen to you and probably. And I know depression is not something you could walk somebody through. But sometimes, because I know I need to talk to people sometimes. So I call you or call my sister. And then I even message my brother. You know what I mean? So talk to somebody. Don't just. You know what I mean? And people, pay attention to your people. Because there are signs that something is wrong. Pay attention. You know what I mean? It's kind of like
I've been seeing commercials that at first it almost looks like it's going to be something funny, where it's talking about. I think they call it "Seize the Awkward."
Yeah.
There's two girls sitting on a couch, and one you can tell is just kind of like, just feeling real down and everything, and the other girl is kind of sitting there on the side. She's even got this kind of awkward look, and finally she just goes, "Hey, are you okay?" And then the conversation starts, and then it says, seize the awkward. Take the moment to ask. Take the moment to care.
I've noticed something here, though. People get really surprised when I ask them, are they okay?
Yeah.
I had two instances. A lady I work with, one day I went upstairs and I said, hey, are you okay? And she said, why? Is something wrong? No, I ask everybody that. You know what I mean?
I've even started doing that with some people because of you. I see you doing it all the time. I'll ask them.
You know what I mean?
I'll just being around the softball team, I'll see one of them just kind of looking down. It's like, hey, you doing okay?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'm fine. I'm like, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
You know what I mean? That's what us savages do. We check up on each other.
You savage. How could you want to check up on people?
You know what I mean?
Jeez.
Yesterday I asked a lady if she was okay. She looked really surprised. Oh, yeah, I'm doing fine. And I was like, yeah, I'm here. You know what I mean? That's a Trump supporter, too, which probably took her off guard. That, wait a minute. No, I'm not a liberal. I'm not a conservative. I'm a human being.
The immigrant cares about me?
You know what I mean? After all the stuff I say behind his back about immigrants.
Oh, man, let's get out of here.
Yeah, we go on. Don't let that system get you down, people.
It's the Rudebuoyz. We're out.